Hello everyone. Welcome to your pick a card reading. This particular reading is going to focus on how your person feels about you, what they could be feeling and thinking about you in this very moment. Now, you could be in separation with somebody. It is possible. It's possible that there is a temporary timeout where there isn't enough communication and you're dying to delve deeper into your significant other's brain and pick it apart a bit. It is possible that you are in the beginning of a new relationship. You could be in a very long commitment as well, and as we know, relationships have their ups and downs, and it's always good to get a little bit of advice regardless. Now, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you're meant to find this video is when you were meant to find it. There would be a message in here for you that you're supposed to listen to. And it is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for everyone. Please make sure you just take the bits that do resonate with you and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Now, there are 3 piles in front of us with corresponding crystals. Take a moment and see which particular pile or crystal resonates most with you, and that will be your reading. The timestamps will be in the description box down below. Now, the first pile that we have is the Vintage Tarot, and with it we have a Smoky quartz heart. The next one is the Tarot of the Abyss, which is one of my favorites, and with it we have a moss agate heart with a little bit of druzy. How stunning is that? All right, and the last one is the Gustave Doré, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, tarot, and with it we have a beautiful pyrite heart. So pause the video if you need to, take a minute and pick your pile. I will see you in your reading. Hello pile 1. If you picked the Vintage Tarot or the Smoky Quartz Heart, this is your reading. Alright, I'm going to put this aside for just a second, and I'm going to start off with a couple of archetypes just to try and understand how your person is presenting themselves in their reality as well as yours. Alright, let's see. Oh wow, that's too many. This is an impossible deck. It's impossible to shuffle. Oh goodness me, would you look at that? We have the Lover. Now this is a pretty dark deck by Kim Krantz and there are very few cards that actually have like a lot of color in them and that are lighter to read. That's one of them. All right, one more. The Starborn. Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. No joke. All right, let's talk about these real quick before we pull your tarot. All right, now as we are reading these cards, I will be consulting the book. Now this deck is not only impossible, it is exceptionally detailed, and I don't want to tell you anything wrong. Now, the Lover talks about the heart, the beloved, the devoted, and mostly in particular, this card talks about gratitude. It talks about being in awe and appreciating and experiencing the world through the senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. I feel like, considering we have Starborn right here, I have never really seen an energy like this before in my reading. It is quite interesting. When you get this particular card, it talks about connection. It talks about expansion and devotion. It talks about someone knowing how to appreciate beauty, knowing how to appreciate another's heart. I feel like whoever it is you are connecting with may be an artist. It is possible, doesn't have to be, but it is someone who is equally left-brained as they are right. You know what I mean? This isn't just logic. This is functioning from a place of the heart and not just the brain. So the Lover archetype, they say, is present everywhere, and not just where conventional forms of pleasure and beauty are found. They say that the Lover's awe is unconditional. So if you are already in connection with somebody, let me just say that they're in awe of you. Now, what else? It is common to seek the Lover in another. The true gift is finding the Lover in yourself. That is very important, because I always say that 2 halves don't make a whole. It is 2 wholes that come together in order to create balance, in order to create a perfect union. I feel like your person is complete within themselves, and either you're in separation because you're both trying to find your unique destinies and then come into union together. It is possible that this is a twin flame union, and as we know, when it comes to twin flames, it talks about one soul being split into two parts, one residing in you and one residing in your twin. And once you've both successfully awakened is when you can come into union. Now, this is not going to apply for everybody. Not everybody is lucky enough to have a twin flame. You could be dealing with a soulmate, you could even be dealing with a karmic. Take it how it resonates. Now, when it comes to the starborn, this talks about the divine child. It talks about the star child and the destined. This particular card points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being when we are born. The royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. Your particular person may have, like I said, a very unique destiny. Not only that, it is possible that whatever this is that you are dealing with was pre-written. It was predestined. It was meant to happen. And why it was meant to happen, you would know. You would know what lessons you are learning through this journey. You would know what kind of ascension symptoms you are feeling through this journey. It's possible that it's been a difficult journey for you, which is why the starborn is here. One's destiny isn't always the easiest path to follow. There will be hurdles, there will be obstacles. So we will see once we pull your tarot, but this does look like a twin flame union, at least to me. It is also possible that this was a past life connection and you are soulmates, and it's possible that you were meant to reconnect in this particular lifetime, but your person is showing up as the lover, which is a beautiful archetype to get. I feel like their heart is open. If it wasn't in the past, it is open now. Let's just put it like that. All right, let's see. Two of Wands, Eight of Wands. We have a lot of planets in retrograde, but thankfully Mercury isn't one of them just yet. So that's something to celebrate. Communication could be coming in. Nine of Pentacles. The King of Cups. That is the lover's archetype right there. All right, let's get a few more. Whoa. Page of Wands. Oh, stunning. The Two of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I get it. All right. Oh, stunning reading. Pile one. This is just stunning. These are all the cards one would want to get in a love reading. All right. We have the Two of Wands, which talks about, again, movement. It talks about leaving something that wasn't working in the past and setting your intentions to start something brand new. If your connection wasn't working, I feel like whoever it is you are dealing with, they understand that there needs to be a shift. They understand that there needs to be a change, and they're willing to make that change. They're willing to be the person to execute that particular plan, get it rolling, get the ball moving. The Page of Wands can represent a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, does not have to be. They could just be carrying that energy. I feel like with the Page of Wands, there is some kind of news that wants to come about for you. The Page of Wands is a messenger. It talks about someone who is very adventurous and full of life and very charming, but someone who eventually wants to come about to deliver a message. So again, if there hasn't been enough communication, I would expect it. Why? We have the Eight of Wands, which is the card of communication. It is possible that you guys live away from each other, different cities, different states, different countries even. The Eight of Wands is also a card of travel. So I would expect physical union. I would expect you to come together in your current reality. Why? The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is the most beautiful card about the commingling of two energies. matching your frequencies and being protected by the divine. The Two of Cups for me is the minor arcana of the lovers. So if there has been any disparity, there's been any arguments and conflict, I feel like there's almost an equilibrium that's being maintained now. The Nine of Pentacles here confused me a little bit when it first came about, because it's been modernized into being the card of wanting to be single. And then we got the Wheel of Fortune right under it. What did I say about two halves making a whole? Does not work. This is a whole and complete being, the Nine of Pentacles. And when you are whole and complete, you and your significant other, is when the 10th pentacle is handed to you. That is when the universe comes into play. If you feel that you were in a codependent relationship, if you feel that it was toxic in any way and you were dependent on each other emotionally, financially, physically, anything, try and extract yourself from that situation. Make sure you fill your own cup. That is two aces of cups coming together. Keep that in mind. These cups aren't half, they're full. Alright, when two full aces of cups come together is when you can achieve this beautiful harmonious union. Extract yourself from any codependency, work on yourself. Because I see your person working on themselves as well. They are asking themselves questions about their destiny, about their future path. Maybe you should do the same if you haven't already, because the universe does want to step in, does want to take the wheel, does want to bring about a change for you. Whenever things stagnate and things aren't going anywhere, like you're stuck, your person's stuck, no one's making a move, everything is just stalemate, that's when this Uranian energy comes in. Uranus energy is the energy of the rebel. It is someone coming in. It's almost like a wrecking ball. If there's a building that is built on a weak foundation and it's just crumbling anyway, that wrecking ball is going to come in and just, destroy it, so that something new can be built in place of that. That is the Wheel of Fortune energy. That is the universe coming in and pushing you, urging you, nudging you to start something fresh for yourself within this connection. Now, we have two cup cards. Again, this could be you dealing with a water sign or being one yourself, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The King of Cups is a rock. The King of Cups is somebody who is extremely stable, someone who is very cool, calm, collected, someone who knows how to control their emotions regardless of how turbulent the situation is around them. It is someone who can be your home. It is someone who can keep you calm. All right. And the King of Cups, like its counterpart, the Queen of Cups, there's no gender in tarot, just take the energy with you. The King of Cups holds a whole lot of love in his heart for the person he's connecting with. Okay, so keep that in mind. The King of Cups, though, does not really make a move, because you see how he's just sitting, right? Not doing much. He's feeling a lot, but he's not doing much. But then we have the Knight of Cups. The knight who takes action, the knight who brings forward the Ace of Cups, a very full cup of love. The knight who needs to cross a very, very shallow river in order to get to you. There aren't too many obstacles in his way. There's almost this sense of a surety. There's a sense of, I know exactly where I'm going, I know exactly what I need to do, I know exactly what I need to say, I know exactly what's in my heart. And I'm going to go forward and speak my piece. This is an offer of love coming towards you. Again, if you are in separation, I would expect things to change. The Wheel of Fortune is the most powerful card in your reading. Let's see the bottom of the deck. We have the Fool, we have the Queen of Swords, we have, sorry, I don't read reversals. We have the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Tower, the Two of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords, Six of Cups. Alright, I feel like there's been a lot of back and forth here. But at the end of the day, the Six of Cups is that card of a past life connection that I've been talking about. With the Page of Swords, there's been spying. There's been a whole lot of spying, either from your end or theirs, on social media, regardless. The Tower, I feel like this already happened. There has been a breakup, there has been a separation, there has been something that's kept the two of you away from each other. But you remember I spoke about the wrecking ball. The Tower is built on a weak foundation. There's no wrecking ball in the tarot, but there is lightning. You see how that lightning strikes the crown of the tower, which represents wisdom. It represents your 5D reality and the memories of it that are stored within your subconscious mind. It blasts it into pieces so that a realization and an awakening can come about. I feel like this separation brought about a sense of awakening to your person. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. You see the waves in the background. Those waves represent emotion. They represent turbulence. They represent not being able to make a decision with a sound mind because your heart is all over the place. And then, if I can grab this card, you see the King of Cups sitting in choppier waters than the Two of Pentacles and being at ease, being able to handle it. That's what I meant about your person being very emotionally mature. And if they haven't been, I feel like that is coming about because we have the Nine of Pentacles. If there's been any back and forth, if there's been any indecision and it seemed like a never-ending loop, that's going to change. The Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles together. The two nines in the tarot talk about reaching that level of emotional fulfillment within yourself, that independent happiness as they call it. And once you reach that state, that 10th cup or the 10th pentacle is handed to you by the universe. So I see both of you working on yourselves. I see both of you trying to reach this level of wholeness, if that makes sense, without each other first. The Ten of Wands. This has been a burden. Most definitely. It's been a burden on both of you. But then I always say, every wand in the Ten of Wands is a talent or a skill that's been picked up along your journey and can help you in the future. So there's a lot that you've learned from this, both of you. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Cups can be someone who comes about with a wishy-washy cup of love. It can be somebody who's very charming, very charismatic, but then it's just very mushy. You know what I mean? There isn't enough logic supporting this offer. The Knight of Swords is logic and how. The Knight of Swords comes in very quickly, speaks his truth. It's not something that is just said because they know it is exactly what you want to hear. It is the truth that they're coming with. Okay? The Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Now there could be a sense of should I not? Because I feel like if it was you who was hurt in the past, you have your boundaries up. And this person knows that you have your boundaries up. So it's almost like 1 foot out the door. The Seven of Swords is a very, very minor energy. It is a minor arcana. It is nothing that is going to overtake this beautiful reading. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's always a little sense of my head's going to be chopped off. So there is a little bit of fear. I don't see it taking over though. The Fool is still a very, very important card. It was the first card under your deck. All right. I'm going to quickly get you a couple of tea leaves to close this off. Egg. Success assured with good plans and hard work. I feel like this relationship has been hard work. There's a lot that was put into it from your end and your person's end. And after all of that hard work, the Ten of Wands, you remember, I feel like you're ready. You're ready to come into union with each other. Crown. Honor and respect will come to you. Again, if you were disrespected, if this was a toxic situation of any kind where you feel like no amount of forgiveness is going to help, walk away. I am never going to condone any kind of toxicity in a relationship. If you feel like this person was abusive physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, walk away. You deserve better. But if you feel like there were just misunderstandings that can be worked upon in the future, and if you were disrespected, I feel like all of that respect is going to be neutralized. It's going to be equalized. I feel like you will be given the respect that you've been due. Chair, empty. Someone is leaving your life. It is possible that this is a card of the past. Someone did leave your life. It is possible that you've been relating with somebody brand new. And sometimes we do that, right? To fill a void. It's very human. It is very natural. It's possible that if there is an energy coming back from the past, it is time for the temporary energy to leave. I know that sounds really mean, but That's facts. It happens, right? It is also possible that that Seven of Swords that we saw at the bottom of the deck could be you. It's possible that this particular offer that is coming in towards you now, it may be too late. And you just want to walk away. You want to leave that chair and go your separate ways. I almost forgot. Let's get you a couple of charms to finally close this off. Right, we have quite a few. We have a camera. It's possible that either of you are into photography. We have been talking about appreciation of beauty. It's possible that you remember the Page of Swords, the stalking. It's possible that they're looking at your social media, at your pictures. It's possible that there's a lot of reminiscing that's happening from both sides. We have love. Well, there you go. Speaks for itself. There's a whole lot of love here. And we have the letters P, M, and X. Now, these could be your initials. They could be the initials of the person you're dealing with. Doesn't necessarily have to be. And then we have a feather, which again talks about swift communication coming in. All right, that was your reading, pile 1. I hope it helped you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. If you picked the Tarot of the Abyss or the AgateHeart, this is your reading. I'm going to put this aside for just a second and pull out a couple of archetypes to start with. And these are going to give us a little glimpse into what your person may be seeing themselves as. What is it that they need to release and what is it that they need to enhance in their personalities. All right, now this is an impossible deck. I am just going to pick a random card from the middle. We have the Deer. Oh goodness. All right, let's get one more. We have the Mirror. Very interesting. Now, when I was talking to pile 1, I spoke a little bit about twin flames. And as we know, whenever we're in a twin flame journey, it talks about one soul being split into two parts, and one part being with you and one part being with your twin. And there is a mirroring effect that comes about with this union. It is a very, very difficult journey, very painful. Very few people are lucky enough to find their twin in this lifetime. But the Mirror is reminding me of that. It is possible that the person you're dealing with has been mirroring you. It's possible that you are getting downloads if you are in separation from this person. It's almost like you suddenly feel emotions that you know don't belong to you. You feel that you're suddenly sad or you're suddenly elated, and there's nothing in your reality that could correspond to that feeling. You're absorbing whatever it is and mirroring whatever it is that your person may be feeling, and vice versa. Now, I'm going to pull out the book because these cards are incredibly detailed and I don't want to miss out anything and tell you anything wrong. So let's start with the Tear. The Tear talks about mourning, release, and rain. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often, the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos that they open up a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair that once acknowledged will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. Oof, heavy. I'm getting emotional reading this. It's possible that the person you're dealing with is incredibly sad. There could have been a separation that came about thanks to the ego taking over, and that is very common. It happens a whole lot in relationships, more than we realize. So there is a softening of that ego. If your person walked away thanks to their pride, I see that pride softening and I see them coming about correctly. There may be a conversation that is very emotional that is coming about for you and that needs to come about for you so that you can both be vulnerable with each other in a healthy way. There's a big difference in between being naive and being vulnerable. And love comes with its fair share of vulnerability. It is very important in relationships. Now, excuse me, the Mirror. talks about the reflection, the illusion, the looking glass. We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, stop with the comparison, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. This is the card of reality, a reality check. It talks about looking at yourself not through an outer reflective surface, but looking at yourself from deep within yourself. It is possible that whatever union you were a part of was functioning from a very shallow level, from a very surface level. This tear showing up is adding depth to the dynamic. It talks about going deeper. It talks about opening up one's heart and truly seeing what is inside each other's hearts and functioning from that place. I think that's quite wonderful. All right, let's pull your tarot. That was fast. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, beautiful, the Queen of Wands, cards really want to talk for you, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Five of Pentacles. Oh, wow. And the Six of Wands. Beautiful. Understated, but beautiful. All right. Now, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an earth sign. Doesn't have to be. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It is a possibility. It could be possible that you have those heavily in your chart. But the Eight of Pentacles talks about a whole lot of hard work. It talks about putting in the effort, going into the details, and again, not functioning from that surface level. Looking at the intricacies of this relationship and working on every single detail together. So if there wasn't enough work being put in from your significant other's side, I see them wanting to put in that work now. With the Knight of Pentacles, now the Knight of Pentacles carries the Ace of Pentacles, and it is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight who has the capacity to come in and stay. It's possible that whatever offer this is that you've been waiting for has taken its sweet time coming in. But then again, when it finally does, I don't see it going anywhere. It's up to you if you want to accept it or you don't. Next, we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is somebody who, like its counterpart, the Queen of Cups. Now, there's no gender in tarot, just take the energy with you. The King of Cups has the capacity to love with his entire heart. The King of Cups has the capacity to be that rock when there is, there's a storm, when there are turbulent waters. The King of Cups is somebody who keeps you cool, calm, collected and stays cool, calm, collected in difficult situations. If there was a lot of turbulence in your relationship, I feel like this particular person coming about knows exactly how to neutralize the situation now and almost bring about a sense of peace. Now, when it comes to the Three of Wands, again, with the Three of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this person, whoever it is you're dealing with, is waiting for the right time. They're waiting for the precise moment where it would be appropriate to approach you. The Three of Wands leads to the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is that sense of emotional completion. I feel like there isn't enough, not enough, there is no impulsiveness here. Everything is being planned. Every detail is being planned so that whatever this is, whatever offer it is it's not going to backfire. all right, because we have the Queen of Wands. Now, you may have heavy fire in your chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't have to. But the Queen of Wands is someone who is magnetic, charming, attractive, very charismatic. And I see that this person sees you like that. They see you as somebody who may be too good for them. Does that make sense? And whatever transpired in this whole situation, whoever's fault it was, I feel like they have been extremely lost. They have, maybe it was them who abandoned you, but then again we have the mirror. This person feels abandoned within themselves. They feel lost, they feel lonely, and it's almost like they're telling themselves one misstep and they will lose you forever. So if you've been waiting a very long time for this person to come about, trust me, there is a plan that's being formulated behind the scenes. There's no sense of complacency. The Knight of Pentacles works very hard to achieve his goal, his or her goal. Now, there are 2 Tens of Swords in this deck, and this particular one doesn't represent pain. It represents wisdom. You see how the owl, of course, represents wisdom, as we know, and there's an aged figure with all those wrinkles and lines, and the white hair, I'm presuming, represents wisdom as well. I feel like you and your person have both learned a whole lot through this journey. And if this has been a twin flame union, that was the purpose. The purpose of a twin flame union is to ascend. And not ascend in the sense of euphoria, but ascend in a sense being connected to the earth, being connected to your higher self, and functioning from that beautiful place. I feel like you've truly found yourselves, within yourselves. I always talk about how 2 halves don't make a whole. It's 2 wholes that come together to make you complete. All right. So that wholeness is coming about now. That sense of wisdom has come about through this relationship. Now you know exactly what it is that does not need to be repeated. You've learned the lesson, both of you have. And you can function from that place where you can avoid that heartbreak the second time. 6 of Wands. Again, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The 6 of Wands talks about success. It talks about victory. It is followed by the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands talks about conflict, arguments, competition even. So whatever was causing strife in this particular situation, in this union, I see you both emerging victorious from this. The 6 of Wands also talks about recognition. It talks about the right kind of attention. So if you feel like there was attention lacking in this relationship, you weren't being seen for who you are, you weren't being seen as the Queen of Wands, and you don't have to be a fire sign, you're probably just carrying this energy. You are being seen now for exactly who you are, and you're going to be appreciated for exactly who you are. All right, let's see the bottom of the deck. We have the Page of Cups. Again, if there's an apology that is due to you, I see that coming about now. The Moon. Fears may resurface. It is possible that those fears will resurface in order for them to be learned from and then overcome. The Lovers. You cannot make this up. I mean, those 2 trees, they are ancient, they are wise. They have their own independent wisdom, which makes them come together into union. The Hanged Man. There is a sense of shifting your perspective, looking at the situation from a different vantage point so that you can, almost putting yourself in each other's shoes, trying to understand how and why they are operating from that place and vice versa, so that you can come into equilibrium. All right. Everybody has their own triggers and traumas. And if we don't understand those triggers and traumas, we will always remain confused as to why they put you through the things that they put you through. All right. There is wisdom that needs to be gained through this. Okay. Let's get you a couple of tea leaves. Whale. Great worry over nothing. Speaks for itself. I feel like there's been a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety when it comes to this particular relationship, and I don't think there needs to be any. I see things coming together. Well, family wishes coming true. It's possible that you were married to this particular person or still are, and if there are children involved, I feel like that there's going to be a whole lot of equilibrium, a whole lot of harmony a lot of wishes coming true, not just for you and your significant other, but for other people who were joined in this as well. All right. Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Again, speaks for itself. I feel like whatever has been stagnating, whatever path it is that may have seemed full of obstacles and completely blocked for both of you. It's possible that you were physically blocked on social media or whatever. I see all of that opening up. We have a lot of planets in retrograde except Mercury. Thank the Lord. For once, Mercury is not retrograding. But again, I see things opening up for you. I see momentum. All right. Let's get you a couple of charms. Close this off. All right, no initials this time. We have an aircraft. It's possible that you live at a distance from each other, and I see them traveling to you or you traveling to them. I see a vacation. So that could be a possibility. We have love. Again, speaks for itself. There's love from both ends right here. I can feel it. Then we have a heart with wings. Not only is your heart divinely protected, it's almost like the universe wants to let your heart be light. Whatever heaviness has been weighing on both of you, it's almost like that wants to be lifted. And then we have Leo. You've been getting a lot of fire in your reading. So Leo could be one of your signs or the person you are dealing with. Doesn't have to be, but it could also talk about Leo season being extremely potent for both of you. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. I hope it helped you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. If you picked the Gustave Doré Tarot or the Pyrite Heart, this is your reading. I'm going to put this aside for just a second and I'm going to pull out a couple of archetypes for you just to see what it is that your person is feeling internally, what they are seeing themselves as, what is it that they need to absorb and almost work upon within their personality, and what is it that they need to eradicate. All right. Now, Impossible deck, I'm just going to split it in the middle. We have Kairos. Interesting. Beautiful card. And then we have the Vision. Very mystic cards right here. It's possible that your person is highly spiritual. It's possible that you are highly spiritual and you are making them spiritual, if that makes sense. But I'm going to pull out the book for this because these cards are very, very detailed and I don't want to tell you anything wrong. All right. Kairos is a card of synchronicity. It is a card of mythic time. It says, we have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests that there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it is all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. You may have been seeing a whole lot of synchronicities and angel numbers. You could be seeing your person's name everywhere. You could be seeing a lot of inside jokes. You could be seeing a lot of things that remind you of this particular person and vice versa. It is possible that things have been very slow for both of you. It's possible that there is no movement. There is no movement because there isn't meant to be movement right now. The universe always has a plan. And whenever it is that you are both ready to come into union, if you are in separation, that is exactly when it's going to come about for you. Not when you want it, not when your person wants it. Whenever you are a part of a twin flame journey or a karmic journey, there's always a lesson that needs to be learned through that process. Until you both learn that particular lesson and gain that wisdom that you're supposed to, coming into union is futile because you will separate again, right? There needs to be a permanency here. So if you have been seeing synchronicities and if you feel like they're speeding up, you're seeing them more often, it's almost like that hot and cold game, right? It's like you're getting hotter. So let's talk about the vision. The vision is a card of the dream, the imagined, and the revealed. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny towards which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Thus, we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable and preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. That word is showing up again. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. There's a lot of mysticism here happening. It's possible that this is a divinely guided connection, that you could be getting a whole lot of spiritual downloads while you are sleeping in particular, or if you're in deep meditation. And I feel like the same is happening to your person. Again, every single pile this time has spoken about twin flame unions, because this is exactly what happens. When you are in a twin flame connection, your soul is split into two. You carry one part, your twin carries the other. There is a sense of having to be complete within yourselves before you can come into union. And with the vision card, it's possible that you were both functioning from a very surface level and you need to go deeper. And the only way you can go deeper is if you surrender your conscious mind and delve deeper into your subconscious. It's possible that your person is having dreams about you. It's possible that they are seeing the same synchronicities as you. It's possible that your higher selves are connecting and your 3D selves are not. Okay, let's see. Let's pull your tarot. Now, this is a new deck for me and I haven't really gone through the guidebook very well, so I don't know the references, but hopefully we can still make it work. All right, we have the Two of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, dropped a card. Give me a minute. We have the Nine of Pentacles. The Five of Cups. All right. Two fives. We have the Five of Pentacles. The Chariot. Goodness. Three of Swords. Oh, and the Death card. Wow, very, very dark, but in a good way. With the Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, there's been an indecision, and that indecision has stemmed from a feeling of abandonment. It's possible that when this separation did come about for both of you, it wasn't just you that felt abandoned, it was your person as well. They abandoned themselves, because then again, once your souls are connected, once your souls are one, if you separate yourself from your own soul, that is the highest degree of abandonment one can feel. You feel completely lost. With the Two of Swords, I feel like both of you, your person in particular, has been feeling stuck. They've been feeling like there's no going forward. There's been a sense of despair almost. I'm getting that again with the Five of Cups right here. With the Page of Pentacles and the Chariot, I feel like this person felt that the emotions that they were feeling, they weren't strong enough to feel them. It's possible that this person has become a student of life. They've started learning, they've started researching, they've started doing their homework. And eventually that is what leads to ascension. That is what leads to wisdom. That is what leads to you connecting more wholly with Mother Earth and each other. Knowing exactly where to draw your power from. Okay? With the Chariot, there is movement happening. Thankfully, Mercury isn't retrograding, a lot of other planets are, but that review and that revise is what is leading to movement for a lot of connections. And the Chariot does represent Cancer, so it's possible that you are one or have it heavily in your chart, or your person could. Doesn't have to be. But again, with the Chariot being a Cancer card, there is a lot of love here, because Cancer, it is the card of nurturing, it is a card of care, it is a card of love, a zodiac of love, pardon me. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, which is very interesting to me. The Nine of Pentacles has been modernized into almost being a card of being single or wanting to be single. Though the Nine of Pentacles talks about independent abundance, it talks about being complete within yourself before you can come into union with another. But this journey that your person has been on to achieve this state of the Nine of Pentacles, it's almost like it's broken their heart. It has completely shattered them. It has made them realize that they need you in their life. Sometimes being in isolation is great if that time is being used wisely. Okay, if you're gaining wisdom, you're doing your homework. I see your person is doing it now. But through this entire journey, their heart has been broken. They feel like they're missing something. The Five of Cups, the saddest card in the deck. There's a lot of despair here. There is a lot of if, buts and maybes. There's a sense of loss. They feel that they've lost you. And with the Death card right here, I feel like they want to bring about that transformation. The Death card shouldn't be taken literally, because it can be a very scary card, right? If you think about the literal meaning. But then again, look at Kairos and look at the vision. There is almost a death or a transformation of functioning from that 3D reality, of functioning more from a higher frequency. Because I feel like your person realizes you are their divine counterpart. I'm going to get one crossing card here. I haven't done this for any other pile, but I think it's required. The Nine of Swords. Wow, your person's going through it. They're going through a whole lot. Let me be frank with you. We are not pulling for your energy. Remember that. Pile 3, we're pulling for your person's energy. The Nine of Swords is one of the most nightmarish cards in the deck. The vision has been talking about dreams, but it can also talk about nightmares. You see the owls right here. You see that mountain. There is a sense of gaining wisdom from those nightmares. It's almost like, I'm going to say something very cheesy. It's almost like their life without you has been a nightmare for them. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Empress, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Judgment, Ace of Swords, King of Cups. I can go on and on. The Emperor, the Knight of Wands, the Star. Oh my goodness. All the good cards at the bottom of the deck. Okay. The bottom of the deck talks about the undercurrent. This is your 3D. This is your 5D. That's why the bottom of the deck is so important. It talks about things that are hidden that want to come to the surface. With the Hierophant, your person wants to commit. They want a higher commitment to come about. But I feel like they felt like they weren't good enough to deal with that. The Ten of Pentacles, a happy family life with children, grandkids, the whole 9 yards. This is what they hope for with you. That's the undercurrent. The Knight of Swords, they want to come about swiftly to speak their truth. The Empress, there is no gender in tarot, but the Empress talks about someone who is very nurturing, very caring, full of life, and someone ruled by Venus. It is possible that you or your person are a Libra or a Taurus, doesn't have to be. But then we have the Emperor and the Empress together. I've been talking about divine counterparts. They see you as their divine counterpart. I feel like whatever kind of shallowness has been preventing them from coming into union with you, all of that is being removed. The Star, healing. Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords together. Passionate forward movement. Whatever's been stuck is going to be stuck no more. Normally, the Star, it represents one person who's in isolation, who is healing. There are two people on this card, healing each other, being there for each other, wishing upon a star, wishing for that wish to come true. We're back to the Hierophant. What did we miss? Judgment, awakening. Whenever the Judgment card shows up, it's an aha moment. It is a sense of, I know the truth now, and I know exactly how to proceed forward. Your person has realized that they are miserable. Plain and simple, they're miserable without you. So if you haven't been seeing movement so far, I would expect it to come about, especially again if you've been seeing a lot of synchronicities. All right, let's get you a couple of tea leaves. Honor and respect will come to you. If there's been lack of respect in this relationship, I would expect that to be restored. Wealth. Goodness, we did have the 10 of Pentacles as well. It is possible that you've both been independently working on your wealth and you are both financially independent now to come into union. It's possible that that was one of the factors that got in the way. Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. There's a lot of money cards showing up. So it's really, really possible that money was an obstacle in this union. But I see that being lifted. I see all of those obstacles being removed. And I see you gaining a lot of spiritual wealth. Not just material wealth, but spiritual wealth. Both of you independently. All right, let's get you a couple of charms to close this off. We have Sagittarius. So you could be a Sagittarius or have it heavily in your chart, or your person could. We have a broken heart, and that speaks for itself. I feel like your person has been very, very heartbroken, and I feel like you're picking up on those feelings. You're picking up on that heartbreak. A pentacle, again, money. There is a lot of focus on money in this particular pile. Then we have a music note. It's possible that there are songs that your person listens to that reminds them of you, and it's possible that those songs are being shared. It's also possible that you're both listening to the same songs at the same time and thinking of each other. And it is also possible that a night out is on the cards. Maybe go dancing, lighten up your heart. Beautiful. We have a seahorse, and seahorses mate for life. Again, two halves don't make a whole. Two wholes come together to make a perfect union. But then again, a seahorse is whole within itself, but is always seeking that companionship, someone to be with forever. That is why the 10 of Pentacles shows up in your reading. Your person sees forever with you. We have the letters P, F and B. Now these could be your initials, they could be the initials of the person you are dealing with. Doesn't have to be. But that was your reading, pile 3. I hope this helped you guys. Bye-bye.